In 1972, during the Olympics in Munich, Palestinian terrorists killed 11 athletes and coaches pertaining to the Israeli team. German forces were unable to efficiently pacify the Palestinians due to distance and an insufficient rifle to cover said distance. While the HKG-3 will go down in history as a stellar battle rifle, that fateful day it was shown to be less than a marksman's rifle. Hence, a call for an official sniper rifle for the West German state was issued, one of which was the WA2000. This proposed sniper was produced in 1982. It weighed 17.4 pounds. It took .308, 300 Magnum, and the odd 7.5 by 55mm Swiss, with a 6 to 10 round magazine. It is a gas-operated rotating bolt semi-automatic rifle with a bullpup configuration. It has an effective range of 700 meters, and with this, two variants were made. Initial models with a wooden frame, and then quote-unquote first-generation models which came with a black polymer frame. The only real difference between these two variations being the finish and two differently designed flash hiders. Many have been introduced to these obscure rifles through the Call of Duty franchise. In both Black Ops and Modern Warfare, it suits the role of a lower damage but higher fire rate rifle that can double as a mid-range gun. In Modern Warfare 2, it boasts a huge magazine which poorly reflects the rifle's limited capacity, but makes it an uber-effective rifle in both multiplayer and the game's Spec Ops mode. While in Black Ops the usage is much more limited, the magazine portrayal is a lot more accurate. Both games, however, portray this rifle in terms of ergonomics and design realistically. Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker features the WA2000 as a high-rate, long-distance gun. However, the rifle doesn't shine in this game as it suffers to the same issue as many of the other weapons in this game. It falls prey to not being in line with the game's dominant strategy. In Peace Walker, non-lethal weapons benefit the player much more than traditional ones, as full-tuning enemies result in a stronger base, whereas killing them simply results in angry codecs from the game's cast. And since the damage output isn't high enough to damage the Goliath mech significantly, the WA2000 spends most of its time collecting dust at Mother Base. A game where the WA2000 truly shines the brightest is in Hitman Blood Money. In the original Hitman games, the WA2000 was Agent 47's iconic main sniper rifle. Similarly to how Metal Gear Solid 5 features the FAMAS as a super version of itself, Hitman features the WA2000 on steroids. Here 47 utilizes a super modular Walther. It can be converted to bolt action, outfitted with lighter parts, not to mention how a suppressor on this thing makes it as quiet as a .22 long rifle. 47 can disassemble the sniper and carries it around in a case with him, making this the most practical depiction of any sniper in any game. Only using the rifle for what it was intended, long-range kills, 47 doesn't just slap this on his back and run around everywhere. If not for the roided up nature of the WA2000, this would be an incredibly realistic depiction of how to employ this sniper. Another Hitman to utilize this weapon would be the protagonist of the 2011 anime Fate Zero, Kiritsugu Emiya. Kiritsugu Emiya uses this rifle to dispatch his larger-than-life foes, who he otherwise could not go up against. Perhaps due to the influence of Modern Warfare 2, Kiritsugu outfits his WA2000 with a similar thermal optic. So why is this rifle so obscure? What keeps it from achieving an iconic status? Well, only 176 Walther 2000s were ever made. This was due to the rifle's many shortcomings. Firstly, 17.4 pounds is ridiculous for a rifle of its caliber. It is outperformed in terms of weight by many other rifles, and by modern standards it is way too heavy. Secondly, the rifle is far too delicate for a military environment. It was intentionally made for police usage, so not a lot was put into the rifle's durability. So if you got mud or grime into this thing, you wouldn't be able to rely on it. Don't try knocking this thing around. It's too delicate. Third, the rifle just cost way too much to produce. And then in terms of buying it, back in the time when it was produced, it was around $9,000 to $12,000. Nowadays, because it's so rare, it goes from $40,000 to $75,000, a price that isn't worth it for the quality that you are getting. But the real reason this rifle fell into obscurity isn't any of that. In fact, the real reason, or better yet, the real thing that killed this rifle off was, drumroll please,
you got a PSG-1.
That's right. The other rifle that was competing with the Walther 2000 to become Germany's new sniper immediately blew it out of the water. It was cheaper, more accurate, more versatile, and a lot more durable than the Walther ever could be. Into the 80s and then 90s, the PSG-1 beat the Walther out in terms of practical use, and then the digital realm reflected this. Arcade games featured the PSG-1. Video games from the 90s like Metal Gear Solid featured the PSG-1. In fact, its silhouette has become the iconic, generic, semi-automatic sniper rifle that people usually imagine when you say sniper rifle. Even now, the PSG-1 sees contemporary use in both military and police environments. It's harkened a reputation of being just a durable, accurate, light, you can rely on this kind of rifle. To further salt the wound, Call of Duty Black Ops 1, a game which introduced many to the Walther 2000, shows it as being inferior to the PSG-1. In Call of Duty Black Ops 1, you can unlock the PSG-1 after the Walther, and it serves as a superior version to the Walther in every way, mirroring the Walther's failure in reality. When right from the get-go your inferiority is brought to light by your competitor, it is impossible to go down in history as anything but a weird, gimmicky-looking rifle to be thrown in a game, anime, maybe a movie here and there for when the creators want to include something that looks different. That is the fateful fate of the Walther 2000. Damn guys, I'm starting to get close to 100 videos, and this channel is, I don't know, it's still what it's always been, just me having fun with everything here. If you do happen to come across here and you're one of like the 3 viewers that continuously watch my videos, by all means leave a like. Thank you guys for sticking around. I'm gonna keep doing this for a while more, at least until quarantine's over, which could last forever. Anyways guys, this has been Pliskin, over and out. Hope you're staying safe, and hope you enjoyed.